Hello, everybody. Whew, welcoming back after falling apart as a human being for 2 days. But we're good. Hope everybody out in internet land is doing well. Just get this. There we go. Just get things updated. Whew. Hopefully, this will be the beginning of back onto our regularly scheduled programming. Ideally. After all the starts and stops and random work nonsense. So. Alright, let's see here. I just learned a fascinating new thing that I can have stream details on my iPad, so I feel very high tech right now. Look at that. Look at that. Cool. Anyway. Alrighty. What do we got going on? I'm gonna have to update the Discord too. I'm trying to get the Discord set up to where it actually has my schedule and all that stuff and stream notifications. But I honestly haven't touched the Discord. But people are talking in there now. Oh, alright. There we go. All right. Well, so tonight it'll be more writing sprints. Probably a little bit of a shorter stream, I think. Just a little bit. Just kind of get back into the swing of things after working and striking. So take it easy tonight. Maybe do like four or five sprints. Just get a good few hours under our belts and then pick it up and hit it hard as the week starts. So for everybody who's out there writing along, I hope it is I hope it's a productive evening for you as well on a Sunday evening. But we write when we can. Alrighty, so I think what we're gonna do I was actually going to see if I could I wonder if I can put the Discord link in the chat. So if people want it, they can have access to it. Let's see here. Watch me do internet stuff. Let's see what I can make. Cool. Alright, there we go. Try that out. I'm pretty sure there's a command that Opera is set up. So let's see if that works. Look at that. Oh, cool. Yep, still works. Look at that. Look at that. I don't want to pin too many things, but let's see if we... Let's see, there's the Discord. Okay, I see. Alright, so I can only have one thing pinned at a time. Alright, that's fine. I want to try and keep the writer's strike info pinned for the foreseeable future. So we'll do that instead before we get started. There we go. Okay, so we'll leave that there and just do the command if needed. Perfect. Alright, well, 7:44 Pacific time seems like about as good time as any to get started. So, For everybody out there in your various time zones in internet land, I hope it is a good and productive evening, and we will be on our way, I think. So let's go ahead and bring up Writing Cam. Pick up where we left off 4 or 5 days ago. Alright. Oh, right. Spooky music before we get started. Alright. Whoops. And there we go. Spooky music. All right. Okie dokie. And away we go, folks. Everybody out there, I hope you have a very, very productive and good whatever you're doing. Relaxing, working, writing. And we'll see you on the other side. So, and away we go. Of course I fucked that up. Of course I fucked that up. Thank you. There we go. Oh. And sprints down. But, Oizel, good lord. You have been through it today. Jesus. All right. Let's go ahead and start the break time. Well. I hope you've done a little bit. Can't leave me alone or this shit happens. Yeah, no kidding. Oh my god. Oh man. It's just terrifying things follow apparently. Ugh. That's I don't know. I hope the rest of the day has been filled with some form of self-care or like family care. God. That's ugh. I feel like there's just been so much. It's like I can't even look at the news anymore. It just makes me depressed. Ugh, yeah, trying to. I know. How do you even like ugh. Are you gonna do you have to go in tomorrow or did they cancel at your school as well? How are negotiations in Hollywood going? Oh, it's no, your college is still meeting. Okay. Well, oof. Well, be safe going in for sure. But negotiations are bleak. They are not. There are no negotiations occurring currently. They have stopped meeting with us. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be at Warner Brothers tomorrow morning, and probably at least two other days. I'm trying to do 3 days a week, but they're definitely ramping up. Like now it's trying to stop production crews from getting into the studios and all that kind of stuff. But it's bleak. It's don't hurt your back protesting too hard. Yeah, right. I'll hobbling like an old man. Luckily, the walking, as long as I don't get run over by a car, I think I'll be okay. I won't be holding a camera up over my head for 8 hours to where I can barely walk. So I think we'll be okay. I think so far nothing has happened to any of us. So far it's safe. No, didn't see any Pinkertons show up. So, oh yes, we will be. Luckily it's pretty safe in those areas for the most part. The kneecaps are safe. Nothing traumatic happening to the kneecaps, which is good. Just my pride and my soul and the fact that my back doesn't work the way it used to when I was younger. Just my pride. But yep, we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting too. They're trying to protect against AI in writing. So apparently a lot of literary agents and stuff are paying attention to it as well. I think a lot of novelists are kind of watching to see if they can get conditions in the writer's contract to avoid at least like original material AI production. Then I think you'll see a lot of novelists trying to get that in their contracts with management and not having their writing used for like training AI, because that seems to be a big concern. I've met a few. When we were striking, I met a few writers who had said that they just got they just sold their first novel, and that was in their contracts, was that they could use their novel to train AI, which is pretty wild that they're adding that to contracts now. Yeah. I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good as I'm good once as I ever was. Oh man, I'm putting that might go on my gravestone. I might put that like I ain't good as I once was, but I'm as good. That's such a cowboy line. That sounds like something my grandfather would have said to me. That's so good. Insane. Yeah, it's insane. Oh my god, child. Ah! Ah! Ow! Ow! My cat just clawed me and then got stuck and very mad at me. It's certainly it's certainly from a country song. Yeah, I'm. That sounds 100% like cowboy wisdom right there. Yeah. No, it's fine. She's old, so she can't retract her claws, and then she'll like get stuck, and then she gets mad at me, and I'm like, I'm trying to help you. Those retractable claws, man. You gotta remember you can retract them. Yeah. What else? Maybe she needs a friend. She has my other cat, but they just fight now. That's what they do. They're both old and they're both grumpy. I've got just the one you need. Do you have this the friendliest cat ever? I mean, my big fat boy used to be the friendly. I mean, he's still friendly to people and stuff, but he gets grumpy around his sister. I think they just don't want to be around people. Or sorry, be around each other. They're very friendly with people. You do actually. That is super. That's always good when you have a cat that's like. He's basically a good-hearted meathead. Yeah, my big boy back there. He's about 18 pounds. Oh yeah, so you have a very similar cat that is very similar to mine. Like I used to be able to just swing him back and forth, and he just wouldn't care. He was just the chillest cat. Oh, he's a Mancoon. Oh, he's gorgeous. He is a pretty kitty. They are gorgeous cats. Oof. Mine's literally Garfield. Automod had. Oh my god. Why? I see. I gotcha. I like the Automod. The Automod's like, you can't use that term. I'm like, that's the name of the cat. Good lord. Calm down, Automod. It's okay. That's cool. So you raise them? Yeah, right. I think it's yeah. These things that the internet we do. That is cool. That's fascinating. Wow. You do all kinds of crazy stuff. You got your husband resells shoes, and then you've got all these cool. And we have a whole litter of kittens needing home. Oh, pretty babies. Oof. The side hustle is real. That's smart of you. Everybody needs a side hustle. Yeah. I mean, Mancoons are gorgeous cats. They just always have it. I always wanted a I always wanted a Norwegian forest cat. But I mean, they're pretty similar to Mancoons. They're just massive, very furry cats. Yeah, they're gorgeous. These are all my cats right now are rescues. I've had them for, God, 14, 15 years now. And they were all rescue babies. They were all rescues. So they're mutts. They're all just whatever. So, if you want one, I will cut you a very good deal. That is good to know. I will let you know. Unfortunately, for right now, I'm letting them age and not I'm letting them be independent of other pets. Because I do want a dog really badly, but I'm waiting to bring any other pets into the household until I don't want to stress them out. I don't want to stress out my babies. Because they're all old and particular now. He's 5 years old. His name is Vlad the Inhaler. That is an adorable name. And he cuddles me every night. That's amazing. Vlad the Inhaler. I feel like a sort of an epic name like that is appropriate for a Mancoon as well. Yeah. No, on my bed, it's an ongoing war when I go to bed for who gets what spot. Who gets the spot on the pillow by my head and who gets the spot down by my feet. So, he's not a Mancoon. Oh, he's just a domestic short hair. Okay. Aw, so he's the rescue baby. Oh man. That sounds like a blast. Oh, really? He's a wee lad, a tiny boy. His legs are like half the length of a regular cat's. Really? That's really interesting. But so he's stocky. He's got tiny legs. I'm pretty sure watching him walk would be really funny. Just like those little stubby legs, but like a broad, or at least a beefy cat. That's pretty good. Like he's like oh yeah exactly like a wiener dog. Oh, that's funny. Or like a Wienermobile, just this little solid tube on little legs, stubby little legs. That's super cute. My God, that's so cute. I actually think the one who just clawed me. I think she probably doesn't have Mancoon in her, but like she's got she might have a little bit. She's got a crazy mane, like a crazy mane. Like she looks like a lion sometimes. Like she's just crazy hair. But she's tiny. I mean, she's like, it's hard to keep her over 5 pounds. That's also because she's old and has like health problems. But she's also just a tiny cat. She's super tiny, but a lot of hair with a crazy mane. And then my other boy is like always riding 20 pounds, like the giant. I think he might have lost some weight now that he's older, but he was about 20 pounds at the height of his Garfield life. Yes, yeah, oh, absolutely. You should definitely dump cat pictures in the Discord for sure. I live for cat pictures. I live for them. I should probably post or pop up some of the more regal pictures of Aang. It's actually, well, come here. Come lay in my lap. Just don't claw me, please. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come on. There you go. I know. There you go. All right. Well, there you go. The world can hear you scream at me. There we go. Okay. Oh my God. I actually just Meathead, aka Apollo. Oh my God, Apollo looks so look at just basking in glory in absolute. That's such a good picture. That's the most cat picture ever. Just like, yes. Let me. You all live in my glory. I can't tell if he's soaking up the sun or if he's the one radiating light upon his subjects. I'm not sure. I caught that moment. It was like the angel's trumpet. Yeah, 100%. Yes. The seventh seal. Yeah. The seal was broken. And that's what the sky opened up into. Was that cat just like, yes. Oh, it's so good. Okay, lay down. Lay down. I know. It's like, oh, okay. Hi. You're just like right up in there. Right up in there. Right up in the mic. There you go. There you go. Just settle. Oh, you fussy old lady. Oh yeah. Look at those little legs. Oh, that's super cute. That's a cutie. Oh my God. Oh, that's a pretty color. The coat is really pretty. Like gray, but the little white streaks and the little white paws. Little white nose. You're a cutie. It feels like rabbit. Oh, so it's super, yeah. I mean, kind of has a rabbit vibe a little bit. It's a little rabbity. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. That's cute. Oh. That's the lap cat. Just the loveliest cat to pet. Yeah. Yeah. She's definitely the lap cat, but she's also, when she gets in a mood like this, she's noisy. Very noisy. Hi. Hello. Oh. That's cute. Well, so you just are surrounded by the cutest cats imaginable. Oh, whoa! Whoa! Oh, from Russia. Holy crap. Look at those eyes. Those eyes are wild. Shh. I am. And our boxer mini. Aww. Oh, man. You're living the life. You got, like... Got just surrounded by the animals. Gotta love that. Gorgeous. Too many animals? That is a lot. I'm gonna say right now, particularly with you have a lot of animals. Oh boy. All right. Oh, they're all they're 3 female. Are those the litter or the or just all the cats and dog? No, cats and dogs. Good. 3 females. Oh, okay. Nope. Oh man. Wow. Oh, you have 6 grown cats. Holy shit. And 6. Oh, okay. And then the 6 kittens that you're trying to sell. Wow. Holy cow. Yeah, that's a lot. The cattery was not my idea. I hope you're not the one who's in charge of it mostly, though. I always feel bad when it's like, it was not my idea and I'm having to do all the bullshit. But, oh, hell no. Good. Because that's a lot. That is a lot of cats. But as a, oh, okay, it's your mother-in-law's project. Oh, right. That's right. Your mother-in-law lives with you. Okay, I guess, you know. So it's her retirement plan? Oh, boy. Oh, please don't cough up a hairball on me. That's an odd retirement plan. But, I mean, I guess... You know, that's not the first time I've heard of that. My mom's friend, after she retired, that's 100% what she did. She just started breeding cats. Oh, she used to do it like 20 years ago? Oh, okay. So so it's like she has a history of it. Of like doing it. I mean, hey, purebred cats, people pay a lot of money for that, particularly like show cats. But with social media, it changed a lot. Oh, I'm sure. I had an ex-girlfriend of mine, her aunt and uncle did that. And so we visited them in New York once, and so I got to kind of like see the inside of and they were show cats. So they would like breed their show cats. And it was like a whole culture that I was like, this is wild. This is just wild. I will not pretend to understand it, and it's really strange to me. But okay. I refuse to go to shows. Yeah, it just, I don't think I could ever go, ever since I saw the movie Best in Show, which is a great movie, or a great, like, mockumentary comedy, but I don't think I could ever, in seriousness, go to one of those shows after watching that, because it's insane. Like, those people seem crazy. Like, real crazy to me. No judgment. It just seems crazy to me. It was... yeah, that's... they're almost as... Yeah, okay, yes, yeah. They're not as bad as pageant moms, and pageantry is a whole separate thing that's horrifying to me. But they are almost as bad. They're up there. They're in the same... They're in the same, like, tier of... of weird, this is mildly problematic, and I'm concerned. I'm like, not sure. That is. Oh. I do like that Russian Mancoon, though. It's a culture. It is a culture. And to quote It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, it is a proud American tradition, or it's an American tradition, but not a proud one. And that is, and I think I agree with that a little bit. It's a whole Whole weird world around it. Although there are some really bizarre subcultures out there I have found in my life. Oh boy. All right. All right. So we might bring up the second writing sprint here just to get going. On to the writing. Are you working on anything, Oizel, or are you just chilling? You could do sprints of self-care of just like sitting and relaxing, you know? Like I'm just going to take 30 minutes and just blank out my brain and not think about anything. Cuz I think I would do that a little bit. Or maybe I just have to keep busy, I don't know. Depends how after a stressful day like that. I'm scanning and readings for my Harry Potter courses. Oh, cool. Okay, well that sounds fun. It's stimulating, at least intellectually, and kind of fun to plan for. So that's cool. All right. Alrighty. Well, let's get off to the races, everybody. So we will go ahead and start our second sprint. All right. Bring up the music. And we'll see you on the other side. Happy writing, everybody. And away we go. Oh. And second writing sprint down. There we go. Oh. There we go. I hope that was productive. That was a lot easier than the first one, which is good. I feel like the first one's always a slog. All right. Oh, 2 hearts. 2 hearts for 2 successful sprints. There we go. Virtual hug. Virtual hugs back. We did it. We made it through the sprint. Someone has to do Opera Soria's job. That's true. That's true. That's Thank you. Thank you for holding up the mantle, Isel. Gotta get that Opera Soria's infinite positivity in here to. You did it. You did it. All right. I'm going to go grab me a water real quick, and I will be right back. Oh, and also stretch the back. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. I'm on stream. Oh, okay. Oh, you did? Oh. Why? Oh. Oh, okay. No, I'm back. That's fair. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I am back. Whew. All right. Oh. There we go. Bring some music back up in there. All right. Ugh. Oh boy. The script is getting long. We are at 60 pages. I have a feeling I'm going to have to do a lot of editing on this one. Going to have to clean it up, shorten it down. It's good. It's good. I think this is going to... I'm going to have to do a lot more rewrites on this one, but it's doing okay. It's kind of once I get the general narrative down and an idea of kind of how the story is going to play out, I can go back, particularly because this one's kind of writing a sort of drama horror angle, so there's a lot more like deep diving into character and motivation and trying to make sure the subtext of what each scene is about is like working. So it's going to take a lot more editing and refining, and I'm also trying to keep it at like 80 pages. Or like 80 to 90 pages is the goal. So it's going to need a lot of trimming, which is fine. On my first drafts, I tend to overwrite my first act. So I think once I go back and edit, if I can cut most of the stuff that's not needed out of the first act, that should move things along. Writing is indeed rewriting, as they say. I think that's the truth. That is the truth. It's all rewriting and refining, and then it's so straight. Film is such a strange... Screenwriting in that way is so odd too, because it's like you're just refining and rewriting a thing that is essentially a blueprint for what the thing is going to be. So it's always very like tricky. It's just an odd format, because it's like a half complete format. It gives you the idea of a story, but there's a whole visual and sound component that you're not getting. Probably like akin to a play, but even plays, like, I feel like are more complete, because I feel like you can read a play and really have an experience with a play just reading it. It's always an added experience seeing it performed. But for some reason, like, screenplays are just so technical. They're so technical. What's your script about? I don't think I know the storyline. This one is about, um, it's about an old man who wakes up in his bathtub realizing that he has no memory of the last 5 years. And like his wife and his kids have all left, and he's just like alone in this house, and it's about him trying to find out what happened. Um, and why. So his youngest son returns back from college to like try to help his very scared dad, to like figure out what happened. And then there's kind of like some mystery, supernaturally stuff going on in the house, and it's sort of starts to become obvious that there might be like entities or things that have like possessed him or taken over his life, and he starts to get these like strange alien fragment memories back that he was just gone. And he comes to the conclusion that he may have murdered his wife, but it's not clear if he ever did. I'm trying to keep that little bit ambiguous. But if you've ever read the story, there's a H.P. Lovecraft story called the Shadow Out of Time. It's kind of based off that story, which is about a guy who. That's super interesting. Oh, good. I hope so. I hope it's at least a compelling idea, because I'm doing this as a haunted house movie, but my goal is to have it be cosmic and less ghosty, supernatural, and more like alien and strange alien entities out of time. So leaning into the cosmic side of things. But I also want to film this, and I want to film this for a very small amount of money. So I have to contain the story to a very, very, very simple structure about what I can get away with. And also, it's just a really disturbing concept, and like it lets me kind of try and play a little bit into like identity, how identities are constructed. Like, what would I like? How does identity work if we lose our memories? Like, how much memory has to do with the constructions of our own identity? So, I don't know. That's like scary to me. If I like lost my cognitive control over knowing who I am or what I am, and just suddenly you're like, people are like, yeah, you were doing a thing that you have no memory of. Like, that's horrifying to me. It's like deeply, deeply disturbing to me. So, the idea of being like waking up and not having any memory over the past few years, and people being like, yeah, dude, you were like a monster and weird. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm trying to dig into here. Dig into. And then on top of that, it's kind of, son relating to their father and the inability for them to see each other. Kind of, so that's a pretty standard son-father story a little bit. A lot of different dynamics here. Yeah, there's a lot going on there. And a lot of it has to do with, like, identity. Like, I'm trying to lean into... They always say you become your parents, or that you become what you hate about your parents. Which is a deeply terrifying concept to me, too, because it's like, if I... you like to think that you learn from, or would learn from, like, either your parents' failings or the good things about them, whichever one it would be. But sometimes it's like... and then parents can even hate what they see in themselves and their own children sometimes. So it's like, it's playing on that a little bit, some of those like messy psychological dynamics. So trying to get to the meat of it. How well I'm pulling it off. Well, that's why it's going to need a lot of editing and rewriting. I think even to like get a clear idea of, when you write things like this, I feel like you have to have a very clear idea of like what every scene and what every moment is about, because it's very easy to get lost in the weeds doing that. read from the end to the beginning once you're done too. Oh, that's an interesting. I've never done that. Like read backwards, like go backwards through the story. That's a I've never done that. Oh, okay. I've of all the times I've rewritten and reworked scripts, I've never gone backwards. It will help you identify actual. Oh, cool. And then probably like also kill redundancies too. Like if you're just overstating or rewriting the same thing instead of your mind filling in the gaps. That's smart. So then you're not letting so people aren't totally lost. That's a really good idea. Okay. I will 100% do that. That's a smart idea. Thank you, Oizel. We learned something new. I've never heard of doing that, and that makes a ton of sense now that you said it. Yeah. Anything that makes it easier, man. Editing can be a tedious process. So, I thank you so much for that. That's And I do know of some writers who actually write backwards. They like conceive of their ending and go all the way back and try to actually construct the story in reverse. Um, like my favorite, a guy who writes video games that I really like, Yoko Taro. He does that. He goes backwards. I use it in the creative and academic writing. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and academic. I guess academic writing's a really because it's so structured, particularly like if you're doing argumentative. The real salties. Can you teach me to screenwrite? I mean, it's pretty easy, honestly. It's this. You just action slug, dialogue, action slug. Um, how do I know when is the next page? Usually you just fill the page. Like you'll just fill the page up, and then it'll auto jump to the next page. Um, and you'll kind of like as you try to write, it'll like the more you write, the more you kind of get the flow of what is and what isn't. Kind of like how you want to spread your page. But honestly, the best thing you can do is just read a screenplay. Just go find like your favorite movie, find that screenplay, just Google it. You'll be more than likely be able to literally Google it and just get a PDF of the screenplay. Um, and just read through it and see kind of how it's structured and just mimic that. So when you're like writing a scene, you'll see how the scene itself is written, and then you can just boop duplicate it, and it works. That's how I did. That's how I learned how to do it. I just read screenplays and just mimicked, just copycat, and then you kind of do your own thing once you do it long enough. But it is a unique style of writing, so it's not the easiest and most intuitive thing for sure. All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna start our third writing sprint for the night. So let's go ahead and get started. If you're writing along or working along, I hope it is a productive sprint. And we'll see you on the other side. And away we go. That's right. Cool cat. That's great. Boom. And another sprint down. The third one complete. Ooh, I hope that was a good one for everyone. I'm getting the flow. Writing creepy dream sequences. So it's 3 virtual hugs for 3 successful sprints. Well, I hope it was good. I hope it was good for everybody. Start the timer here. That actually felt pretty good. Again, it's always easier for me to write, particularly if we're going spooky time to... That's what she said. Oh no. Oh god. It's begun. It's but yeah, always easier to write at night, luckily. Or the spooky. I did. I set myself up for that one. It's like one of the guys I work with that's that's his number one comeback all the time. Is every time we're at work or we're setting things up, it's when you use film terms, they can always be made to be replied to with "that's what she said." They can always be innuendo for sure. All right. Where are we at? It's 10 p.m. Almost 10 Pacific. That's not too bad. It loses its special. See, that's what I think. Yeah, like I think sometimes it just becomes too much, but sometimes he can mix it up a little bit with that. And what was it from Rock of Love? Is that the reality show? The really terrible one with what's his name from? Is it Poison? It's not Poison. I don't know. One of those hair metal bands, but he but I think he was in a reality show called Rock of Love, and there's just this really drunk lady in it who's like, "Don't threaten me with a good time, Axel." No, it's not Axel. It's oh god, what is his name? It's like Bret Michaels. It's Bret Michaels. That's who it is. And okay, it is Poisoned. Yeah, it's Bret Michaels, but he was in a terrible reality show called Rock of Love, and there's just this very drunk lady in it who's like, "Don't threaten me with a good time," and that's his other favorite response to everything. Is that? Yes, I remember that train wreck of a TV show. Yes, my mom loved that show. It's a show, along with Flavor of Love. Oh, that's who's in that? I know that one, Flavor of Love. Didn't that have like some big name people in it? Yes, with Gene Simmons. Yeah, okay, so that's the Kiss one. Yeah, Gene Simmons family. Flavor Flav. Yep, that's who it was. Flavor Flav. And that would make sense, Flavor of Love. The clock dude. Oh boy. Oh god, Flavor Flav. What a time to be alive. The first decade of the 2000s. What a time that was to exist. Yeah, right? It's like, oh man. No thanks, yeah. I would not want to go back to save my life at all. Although I will say, being the old grumpy man that I am, that I did enjoy the lack of iPhones. I do. I get it. They've made things a lot easier, but I did enjoy the fact that I had like a terrible flip phone that I barely used. And it was the best excuse to just be able to like not have people get a hold of you or expect you to be around, and you could just hide. Like like I remember I had like 4 places I would always be, and it was always like if you didn't find me one place, you could literally go to each other place and you would find me. It was the library, it was the hookah bar, and it was the art museum. We had a small little art museum for college things, and I was either in one of those 3 places literally all the time. When I went to New Zealand a few years ago for 3 months, I didn't bother getting an international SM card, and I didn't take my laptop. That sounds like a blast. I think if I got to travel without having to be like work, I would probably do that. I would probably do something like that. Actually, now that I think about it, when I was in, so I enjoyed being minimal contact. Yeah, it's something I just not having the expectation to constantly be around. Because that was, yeah, when I first went to China, you know, I was I literally didn't have contact. That was 2000 and that would have been 2008. It was right before the Olympics there. And yeah, I would have to post on like Facebook. Or not even on Facebook. I would have to go to an internet cafe and send out emails, which most of those emails didn't even get to people until after I'd gotten back because they filtered them because of course they did. But yeah, I couldn't, you couldn't update anything. I was there. I used my then fiance's laptop to email my mom to let her know I was alive, and that's it. Yeah, that's essentially what I was doing in China until I found out that they never got those emails until I got back. So my parents were probably just like, well, I guess he's okay. I suppose he survived. So that's amazing. Yeah, it's such a freeing feeling. Yeah, I miss it. It's like that's the thing. That's like the one thing from that era I miss. I miss when my mom finally forced me to get a cell phone when I was in high school, and I kept quote unquote losing them. But I would like literally just like throw them away in a movie theater and be like, I don't know, I lost it. Because like that was my mentality was not, oh, I get a cell phone, I can text my friends. It was like, I do not want this leash on me. I don't want people knowing where I am and what I'm doing. I wasn't even like misbehaving, really. I just didn't want people to be able to contact me. My husband wants me to put a Life 365 on my phone, which tracks where you're at in case I get in an accident or something, and I flat out refuse. Like, yeah, I get that. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's difficult. Yeah, I don't like the idea of being tracked constantly, but I will say that I do like some of the upgraded GPS stuff for when I go up into the mountains or I go camping and I'm in remote areas. I will say that that kind of stuff is useful, but only if you're going out into the middle of nowhere in case like you get bit by a snake or something and you need like a helicopter to come save you. But yes, yeah, just to have around, I don't. Do you really need something like that like in a metropolitan area? I don't know if you would. Maybe you would. Oh, I'm ready. Bring the funny story. You were bit by a snake. Okay. Well, that doesn't sound like that funny of a story. That sounds traumatizing. And you had to be helicoptered out. Holy shit. Where were you at? You were two? Holy shit. You were bit by a snake at two. I mean, I guess if you're not watching, I don't remember any of it. It's okay. I guess if you're not watching, was it a venomous snake or was it just like a normal snake? Oh, okay. Oh, yep. Okay. That all makes sense. South Texas, very remote area, lived on a farm. Yep. I guess you just. Oh, and it was a diamondback. Yeah. Jesus, that must have that probably messed you up real bad. I can't even like particularly as like a 2-year-old. Get it like you'd like need anti venom. That's spooky, and they're mean. That's like a mean bite. Jesus, you just randomly mentioned the bit by a snake and helicopter. Now, yeah, no, and hey, you lived that as a child. Yeah, I've lucked out growing up in Arizona and spending a lot of time in the Superstition Mountains. I've come close. I've actually come closer in California to getting bit by a rattlesnake than I ever did as a kid in Arizona in the desert, which is surprising to me. The problem is out here in California, they're real like lazy. I think it's because it's still kind of cool. So I've definitely like had a few where they've been up like in a bush, like right on the edge of the trail. So they've just like sleeping, And like usually we just spook the shit out of each other, but I've had a few just pop up and rear their ugly head. Another great thing about New Zealand is no snakes and no venomous spiders. Yeah, because they're all in Australia. Like New Zealand was able to get away with it because literally everything that's super deadly is like on the other island, the other giant island of death. So, yeah, that's oh man, what a gotta love them. Gotta love them. Yep, gotta love the Australian outback. Man, I want to go to New Zealand so bad. That's a top that's a top list item for me. I did like Australia a lot, but I just New Zealand. Yeah, it's a lovely place. Everyone I know, my dad actually just went there not too long ago, and he loved it. It's it's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. My buddy's wife, his sister lives there, so they're always like, "We need to move there." So, all right, okay. I'm gonna go get a glass of water, and we'll start this next writing sprint right after I get back. All right. Okay. Back to work. Back to writing. Back to work, dogs. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started on the next one. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Oh, and we've got a picture. Oh, God. Holy cow. Whoa. I guess you would have a massive scar that would absolutely grow into. That's. Oizel, that's nuts. That's wild. Good lord. You've you've been through some shit, Oizel. You've been through some shit. All right. Okay. Oh man, there you go. And New Zealand, spoiling me with these New Zealand views. That's cool. That's gorgeous. All right. All right. Back to writing. Enough getting distracted by the beauty of nature and the horror of snake bites. Needless to say, me and snakes don't get along. Fair, 100% fair. I think you've probably earned the right to hate snakes for the rest of your life, or at least be like, nope, just keep them away from me. Keep the devil beasts away from me. Wowzers! All right, everybody. Happy writing, and we'll see you on the other side. And away we go. Ooh. Okay, and there we go. 4 sprints down for the night. I hope that was a good one for you all out there. But we made it. Let's see here. All right. How did we do tonight? How did we do? 4 virtual hugs. Thank you, thank you. We did it. We focused. we did the writing or the focusing. How was the myth book so far? I do like that it's like a short. I like that, a very short introduction to myth. I feel like even a short introduction to myth would be like hundreds of pages. All right. Let's see what we got here. It's interesting so far. Well, that's good. That is good. Might I'm not familiar with that exact book. I have a lot of mythology books, but is that a class you're taking or a class you're teaching? Because it would be funny if you were like, but we are just getting into the litany of theorists. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Oh man, of like, oh god. Like all the you're taking. Oh, cool. Okay. In 3 with Helen Morales. Cool. I don't think I read this one. Oh man, it has the Dead Sea Scrolls in here. That's cool. Oh man, this seems like a good read. They got a lot in there. Or is this by the artist? Oh no, never mind. That's a very short introduction available by. I thought that was the contents. Never mind. Oh. Ooh. Oh man, mythology, spirituality, and the New Age. That's got to be a fascinating chapter. Oh, it's Robert A. Siegel. Okay. Oh, I know that. Oh, I see. I gotcha. It's funny. There's another book with that title, but by a different author. I wonder if it's like a series, maybe. Oh, cool. Okay, so they got myth and literature, psychology, structure, and politics. Oh, okay. Well, it's always good. Hopefully, it doesn't rely too much on Joseph Campbell. The very short introduction is a huge series. Yeah, I'm getting. Yeah, I thought that was the like the glossary or like the chapter section. It was all just the other very short history books, and I was like, oh, there's a lot. The contents, yeah, there's a lot. Good lord. Let's see. Well, maybe I'll start picking up some of those. But that actually, if they're are they good? Have you ever read another like very short? Are they like a solid intro series? That might be a fun. It's been a while since I've actually like just sat down and read myth. I have. They're pretty good. Okay, maybe I'll check that out. I used to read Ovid. I haven't read a lot of like overviews. We had one for my mythology class in college. I have it somewhere. Is that over here? I can't remember. Oh yeah, yep, yeah. This monstrosity. Wow. Oh wait, hold on. Let me bring up camera. Good lord. Here you go. Yep, that. This was the one that we used like when all through all my mythology classes for whatever reason. By Stephen Harris and Gloria Platzner. But I think it's just an introduction book. So that is massive. Yeah. It was that, and then that was like our overview text, and then everything else was like source text. So like Ovid's The Metamorphosis, and then like actual translations of, I guess, fragments of myth. Usually less than 150 pages, and they're pretty tiny in size. Oh, cool. Oh, wow. So they're like pocket books. That's cool. This is all about the theory of myth rather than cool mythologies. Okay. I'm assuming it goes a little bit outside of the bounds of just Joseph Campbell type stuff. Because everybody goes for Campbell. It's like impossible to do a mythology class without people talking about Joseph Campbell. The class is about how myth manifests in modern pop culture. So our second book is Comparative Patterns of Religion. Oh, that's interesting. Comparative patterns in religion would be really interesting. My philosophy of religions class, that like my teacher's big thing was like, how do you define a religion, and trying to come up with like a qualifying definition that's not too broad or too narrow, because so many of them it's actually an odd thing to define religions. I think how did she eventually break it down, was that there's a fundamental problem, like the human being has a fundamental problem. There is a gap between, like, usually it's a gap between the problem and the answer. So like ultimate reality and whatever reality human beings occupy, and then there's the gap, and then there's a way to bridge that gap. And that was the way that she was like, okay, this mostly applies to just religion. But even then, you could actually argue some political theory would fall into that too. But how myth, oh man, so you might actually do some, that's fascinating. Yeah, it's a hard, religion's a fascinating thing. Before I did philosophy, just straight comparative philosophy, I did philosophy of religion before I switched over, and it was because I was mostly fascinated by East Asian religions, but it was curious watching people have to try to make definitions of religion that would include both East and West, because they philosophically are very, very different in the way they approach things. Like Western and weighty, yeah. Like Western traditions tend to be more revelation traditions where things are revealed like divinely, while Eastern traditions, while that there is some of that, particularly in like Hindu philosophy and religion, most of it tends to be like Enlightenment traditions or like contemplative, where you like things are discovered through contemplation rather than like revelation. But even then, that's not totally 100% true, or in all cases. But yeah, I would be shocked if you get into comic, you almost have to get into comic books if they're going to talk about how myth manifests in pop culture, like particularly like Jack Kirby. And I mean, that was like his whole thing, is the grandfather of like comics, was to create a new mythology. When he did like the New Gods, I mean, he was trying to do it with like the Fantastic Four and the Silver Surfer and all that. But that's like really deep divey, nerdy shit about comics. But he was like 100% like, I'm going to make a god for a vacuum cleaner. It was almost like American Gods, but like he like genuinely was like, no, I'm going to create a modern mythology. It's pretty fascinating. I think it's hard to have definitive categories. Yeah, I agree. Actually, do I have... Well, I have his Eternals. Here, but if you ever... Eternals and then his New Gods are actually like really interesting reads if you're into mythology, because it's very clear that that's what he's trying to do. Some of the other stuff with like that Stan Lee wrote is not... Yes, I know one of our books is covering comics. Yeah, I figured. It's the comic... Is it the comic book about comics? Because I've heard it's good. I've never read it, but I have heard it's good. I got really into comics because like Alan Moore straight up is like doing crazy magic with his comics, and I think that's fascinating. Yep, That's cool. Hopefully that's good. My buddy who was really into comics told me to read it. I just haven't gotten around to it. I'm still reading Alan Moore's How to Write Comics book, which is very. Alan Moore is amazing. Yes, Alan Moore is probably the best that's ever done it, in my opinion. I mean, some people would probably argue Jack Kirby, but just like it took me so long to read From Hell because that's not my jam. I was kind of influenced by the movie, and I just was like, man, I don't want to watch a movie about like Jack the Ripper killing women like prostitutes. That just is not appealing to me at all. And finally someone convinced me to read From Hell. They're like, no, it's not actually about that. It's like way crazier. And I did, and it's like a master class and probably one of the most well-researched comic books I have ever read, where like each page has the whole breakdown where he writes all the research that went into each panel on the back. It's wild. It's a wild read. So if you haven't read that, I would highly recommend it. It's like almost his masterwork, which is hard to say given V for Vendetta, Watchmen. I mean, Promethea. It's up, I'd say From Hell is up there with Promethea. Is just like, this is the best comic I have ever read. It's probably the best one. Anyway, nerding out about Alan Moore, but I think I'm going to have to call it there tonight. Just because. Oh wait, V for Vendetta and Watchmen are some of my favorites. Yeah, I grew up. When I was in high school, I like read V for Vendetta and Watchmen compulsively. I was Sandman too. I was a diehard Sandman kid for sure. I actually blame my obsession becoming a very gothy child and like a gothy kid in high school, and just like having an obsession with like goth culture specifically because of Watchmen. Or not Watchmen, as Sandman. Yep. 100%. I was just like, oh, I wish I could look like Morpheus. I probably kind of tried to. I was trying to dress like Robert Smith from The Cure, which is pretty close to what Morpheus, like the crazy hair and stuff. That's fabulous. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I think one of my earliest like kid crushes was probably Death from Sandman. Because I was just like, whoa, goth ladies are cool. Like a 14-year-old kid reading those comics. Anyway, it's funny stuff. Yep. All right. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to go ahead and call it because I have to get up early and go try to stop cars from getting into Warner Brothers. I mean, they are, but still, it's, we were talking in the past about being cringy little, our cringy phases in life, and I definitely, sometimes I look back, I'm like, oh man, you're almost like one of those stupid South Park goth kids, man. So close. I will catch you next time. Have fun and don't get run over. I will do my best not to get run over. I don't think I will. I think it's pretty chill. So far, nothing crazy's happened, so I think we're okay. To be a teen. The ennui of being a teen. The existential angst we live in, having lived a mere 16 years and thinking that this is all there is. and it is pain. Take water and hydrate. Yes, I will have water. And they do hand out water. They're very good to us. There's a lot of water. There's a lot of snacks to keep people good. So they got like little setups for us out there. So we will be doing that. And the Real Salties, if you're still around, if you need any help, next time maybe I'll see if I can get some PDFs of some scripts, and if you have one, I can drop it in the chat or help you, just give you some reference material if you still are kind of like struggling about how to write a script. I'll kind of consolidate a few things and see if I can have some easy access stuff for y'all. No one likes hangry protest. No one likes hangry anything. It's no good. No good to be hangry. Okay. All right, everybody. You all have a great night. I love you all. Happy writing. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. It's the theme. So be safe and take care of yourselves. Hug your loved ones. And I'll catch you all. I'll be streaming quite a bit this week. So have a great night.